today we are here with Grandmaster Curtis. And at this time, Grandmaster, I'm going to ask you some questions about the wonderful library that you're opening.
The Wilbur M. Curtis Texas Prince Hall Museum Library is a child of visions from past. We have been in this building since 1986 with an unfinished area, and it was the plan to make this a library, and then after all of that time, this has come to fruition. The purpose of the library is to be a repository for the Masonic material, conserve our history, and then make it available for research.
Okay, so will it be open to the public to view at any time, or are there certain hours?
By us just now starting, it's our intent to have it available on request. In other words, if you call in, and we will make it available. We do not have any full staffing at this time to leave it open 7 days or 5 days a week.
And I'm sure in the future you will be, your department will be getting that information out, because I'm looking at it now and it's like, wow. So I'm sure everyone would like to see that. So that information will be available later.
Yes, ma'am. We do have that on our website. We do have a website specifically for the library in addition to the website that we have for the Grand Lodge. And we are going to be working in conjunction with the Fort Worth Library and also the Tarrant County Historical Society. We want to be able to bring them in and let them have maybe roaming displays, and also be able to provide our information to them as well.
Okay, so at this time, is it okay if we take a tour, a grand tour of the library?
You're most definitely honored to.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Willie High Coleman Jr., and I have the privilege of serving as the chairman of the Prince Hall Charitable Foundation. One of the divisions of the Prince Hall Charitable Foundation is the Wilbur M. Curtis, Texas Prince Hall Library Museum, and we are here today to give a virtual tour of the Library Museum. Welcome and look and see what it is that Prince Hall Masons have done. The theme of the Library Museum is telling our own story. And today we'd like to do just that and give you a glimpse of the story of the history of Prince Hall Masonry in Texas. We began our tour of the library with a photograph of the visionary and the implementer of the Library Museum, and that's Wilbur M. Curtis. Wilbur M. Curtis is the Grand Master of Masons in Texas, and it was his vision that brought us to where we are today. And so many of us who have worked on this project for the last 10 years or so decided that we wanted this edifice to be named after the visionary who put the project into work. As we move around the library in telling our own story, what we first find in the library is a monument to the location of the beginning of Prince Hall Masonry in Texas. In Brenham, Texas, in 1875. As we proceed through the library museum, we come to one of our permanent exhibits, which is called the Lodge Room. As you enter into the Lodge Room, what you will see is the setup of a typical lodge meeting place. Masonry, you will always find the good book or the Holy Bible. As we leave this exhibit, you will see portraits of some of the individuals who have been important to the history of Prince Hall Masonry in Texas. As you proceed around the Library Museum, you will see exhibits from different divisions or subdivisions of the Prince Hall family. The Prince Hall family includes male organizations and female organizations. This exhibit was presented to us by the Heroines of Jericho. This one was built in 1904 and is more than 100 years old. We proceed around the library. We also have an exhibit of the Norris Wright CUNY Grand Chapter of the Order of Eastern Stars. As you proceed around the library, there are a number of different things that you see. In this bookcase, we have documents. We've been privileged to receive as part of our displays original charters from the Sanderson Commandery in Houston, Texas, which date other houses that are represented in the library museum, and like to be sure that you get an opportunity to see them. We have as we move around the library museum, we were able to locate. Prince Hall Masonry started under the leadership of Captain W.D. Matthews in 1876. We were able to obtain photographs of past Grand Master Captain W.D. Matthews and have made it a part of our initial exhibit. This is the man. I previously talked about the original charters. This charter is one of the original documents identifying the authority of a local lodge to operate in Texas, and that is the charter of Magnolia Lodge number 3 in Houston, Texas. As we proceed around the library museum, we've just entered into the Grand Master's display room. In this room, what you find is portraits of previous Grand Masters and our current Grand Master. It is our goal to ultimately have portraits of all of the Grand Masters who the Archive Committee of the Grand Lodge undertook to try to display an exhibit of every division of Prince Hall Masonry in Texas, and this exhibit is of the United Supreme Council, which represents the 33rd. Our library museum includes displays, but it also includes portraits and pictures that tell our history as we're telling our story. On this wall, you will see pictures of Texas's and the South's first black millionaire, and William Gooseneck Bill McDonald, who was Grand Secretary of the Grand Lodge of Texas for 46 years. We also have a picture, pictures. When people come to museum, they want to see pictures, and we have pictures dating back to the 1930s, to the present time, of different eras of Prince Hall Masonry. We've talked about the different buildings we've been in, and you will see pictures identifying these buildings, the individuals who were important to our history, throughout our history, and we display them here to give individuals an opportunity to view them and to identify people that they may have some relationship with. I can't give a tour of the library museum without talking about the High 12 Club uniform. Prince Hall Masons are about business, but we're also about social activities. And the High 12 Club is the division of Prince Hall Masonry that
I am Robert Calloway Jr., Grand Worthy Patron of Norris Wright CUNY Grand Chapter, Eastern Stars of Texas. I just want to explain a little bit about the history of Norris Wright CUNY Grand Chapter here in the state of Texas. First, I'd like to show you that the collar that was worn by our first 3 Grand Matrons, starting with Sister Dorothy Young, Sister Janelle Smart, and was worn by our current Grand Matron, Sister Martha Woolridge. We also have photos of those individuals.
I am Past Master Benny Tucker, Chairman of the Archives Committee. For some time now, we've been talking about establishing our repository for all of our history of Prince Hall Masonry in Texas. As you can see around the room, we've been able to find photos and archives of dates long past from the 1930s, 1940s, early 1900s. These are just some of the photos that we have to be able to admire as a Prince Hall Mason.
Hello, I'm Frank D. Jackson. I have the honor and privilege of serving this Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Free and Accepted Masons of Texas as the Right Worshipful Grand Junior Warden and also Grand Historian. And this is an honor and a privilege for me to be a part of this documentary. I want to give you a little background of this library museum archive, which is a labor of love. It came from a vision that was shared with us by our Grandmaster Wilbert M. Curtis, and we're thankful for him being the kind of leader that he is, to be able to not only share that vision, but to help us move it forward to where we are today. One of the things that most alarmed us, that we were losing a lot of our history and archives at a very disturbing rate. And if we were to look forward into the future, maybe 50 or 100 years, it would be highly likely that people would know our story. And we believe that you cannot really tell the story of Texas unless you tell the story of the Most Worshipful Prince Hall Grand Lodge of Texas. For example, as you move around the museum and archives, you're going to see a series of pictures and documents. One of the pictures over to at the entrance are of Captain William D. Matthews. Captain William D. Matthews was the man that brought Prince Hall Masonry into Texas. William D. Matthews escaped from slavery out of Maryland around 1850. And he made his way into Missouri and eventually over into Kansas. And him and his wife ran a cafe over in Kansas, but it also doubled as a depot on the Underground Railroad.